are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Initially, just wanted to ask on team news, has everyone returned from international break?
Yes, fit and healthy. Last one was Ethan Pinnock arriving this morning, but all good. So yeah, good. Ready to start the show again. Looking forward to it.
You don't anticipate any injury concerns ahead of Man City?
No. Yeah.
Thank you. I know there's a lot of discussion about Ivan Toney for the transfer window close.
So we still have some Ivan Toney questions. I thought I was finished with it. Okay, no, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so this is the last time, or will I be asked? No, that's the right answer. Okay, come, hit me.
Now that it's been confirmed that Ivan Toney has come up to Saudi Arabia, I just wanted to ask you around just what it's like to miss a player like that, not necessarily on the pitch, because I know you've had that already when he had his ban and you dealt with it really well with Bueno and Wissa, but also the character that he was in the dressing room himself.
First and foremost, I think we put it out in a quote from me, and Ivan has been fantastic for us over 4 seasons. A big part of the success we had the last 4 seasons. One of the most important players, no doubt about that. His goals, his all-round play, and his character also off the pitch in terms of driving the team, and he's also bringing good energy every day, which I think is important in so many ways. So yeah, he will be missed, no doubt about that, as a player and as a person. I will definitely miss him. And we wish him all the best for the future. But we know how it is with when players, leave, others grow or step into a new position. We talked about it in terms of games we played. We got good practice last year in terms of we had 6-7 months or something like that, or 2/3 something like of the seasons where we didn't play with him, and we also started the season without him. So players already stepped up and growing, and that's good. If you see like a big tree like overshadowing other small trees, so they don't get enough air. Not on purpose. That's just how it is. Not because it's Ivan. It could be any player. When Messi left Barcelona, whatever, you think of big personalities, and also in the dressing room, others now need to take responsibility and be leaders. But on and off the pitch, of course, I think Ivan is a fantastic player on and off the pitch. But in general, I'm not worried. I think we have some fantastic players. I think others will step up and ready to step in. And in terms of leaders, we have a lot of good players that can add that.
You mentioned that this is, I guess, the natural step of the journey of footballers. Footballers leave and footballers arrive. And one of those arrivals that you've had is Gustavo Nunez. I just wanted to ask around him, and do you anticipate him starting for you soon? I know he's still quite young and getting used to the team. I know that he's getting really help someone like Thiago just to deal with that English barrier.
Thiago is in many ways a fantastic character. He's been already a big brother for him, so he's taking him on his wing and learned how to or tried to teach him how to be a pro. Not that he wasn't a pro, but he's still young, every 18 years old. Hopefully learn a lot over the years. Gustavo is a player I believe can help us soon if he's ready. The thing is, he got a minor injury, which you knew, like a minor stress fracture in the back. So not big issue, but he will not be able to be on the pitch the next, several weeks. But nothing concerning at all. Something we knew.
Thank you. And looking ahead to Manchester City, I think we already knew that Erling Haaland is one of the best players in the world, and I think he's even solidified his stance even more in the first few games of the season, scoring 7 goals. So I guess, how do you manage and minimise the threat of a player like that when you're coming up against the Champions League?
Close to impossible. A lot of teams have tried to neutralise him. Personally, I think he's a great player. I think his movements in the box is probably some of the best we ever seen. The way he anticipates the situation, the way he times his movement, working off the shoulder and then coming in front, or constantly on the move in terms of where the ball is. So he's constantly focused and aware of where he needs to position himself. That's top level. He's running in behind. He's not only explosive and big and strong. He's also again so focused to make sure he times it in the right moment. So. Yeah, it's a decent player. It's the best team in the world. How many times have they won the Premier League? 5? Stop counting. 6. Now, how many? 4 in a row?
4 in a row.
Yeah, so they go for no, yeah, only 4 in a row. Okay, that's the first team in England to do that. So it is a top team, but we know if we hit a good level, we can make it difficult for them. But they, of course, are huge favorites. Everyone expects them to just run over us and win. We will do what we can to play a good game, but of course we believe that we can do something there.
Yeah, I think you're no strangers to success against them. You had that season where you were the only team to take points away from home and away. And I know obviously the team's changed massively since then, but I guess what can you anticipate to be a bit more different between now and I guess back then when we were beating them?
I think that it's always about the players that Pep has available, I have available. It's always them who do the job and make the difference. But when you have 2 coaches that face each other a few times, then of course there can be something completely new. And if there's one that can, or that is very innovative, it's Guardiola. For me, it's not only that he's let's say the best coach ever. But he's also very innovative, so it's not like you just expect 3-1-6 build up with good wingers, and then he flipped them or next time it's probably a fullback as a striker or a striker down as a left back or something. So now we can joke a little bit about it, but he always thinking and try to be one move ahead of the rest of us. So that's what I need to try to prepare for. But we are ready for the challenge, and I think we've done quite well against City every single time we met them. But I'm so respectful because I know if you just switch off like this, boom, you lose 5-0. So hopefully we are good and prepared and can play a good game.
I think someone that's performed quite well for you against City was more Flekken last time.
Yeah.
The place, and so far performing those games. 17 stage leaders doing great.
17, that's too much. Then we're definitely giving too many shots away.
Well, it's better than all the other Premier League goalkeepers. It's better than all the other Premier League goalkeepers so far. Just how important is he as a player, and I guess how can you utilise the strength that he has?
Yep, Mark is a top goalkeeper. He needed that 6 months to adapt to the Premier League and a new country and everything. And then since then, I don't think he looked back. I actually expect more from him this year because now he, know the league. He's settled in, family's here, all good. I think he's very well, and I think actually with his feet, his distribution is top class. His 1v1, not defending, but saves are also extremely high. So yeah, very happy with him. Thank you. We're going to need a bit of luck.
And good to see you. I think it's the first time we see you, so good to see you again.
Good to see you.
3 games in from Brentford. How would you assess the start of the season? Looks positive from the outside. How do you feel?
Yeah, I agree. I think positive. I think even game against Palace, where we managed to get over the line and win the game. Very satisfying. A lot of even game, or actually more than even games, towards us, can you say, in terms of we should have done or could have won the game last year, and didn't really happen. So I'm very happy in a total even game with Palace, we managed to win. I think we played 60 fantastic minutes against Liverpool. Some of the best minutes we played against the top dogs away from home. And then I think we played a very good game against Southampton and won very clear, 3-1, and we also progressed in the Carvalho Cup. So good start, but yeah, we need to continue.
My colleague here mentioned your very impressive record against Man City so far. If you look at Pep, as a colleague, how do you think he managed to inspire you throughout the years?
I said, he is first and foremost, his Barcelona team was a team I was very inspired by, and I watched a lot of the games, and that team for me still stands out, and that's probably the type of players as the best team in my opinion. So since then, of course, I followed him, and the way he changed things and completely mixed it up. He probably could play the same way because he got the best players, and just constantly, tweak it a little bit and then still win the games. But he needs to change, I think, for himself, but also because other good coaches are finding things to do against him. So hopefully we minimize the chance of him winning. But I think the big thing is he's constantly try to develop, and that's why he's on top of the game. It's not only because he's a good coach, but constantly reflecting, constantly developing. And if you do that, you can stay on top.
2 questions about Erling Haaland, please. Erling just started his third season in English football. We knew he's good from his Dortmund days, but are you surprised or overwhelmed by the way he adapted and what he's been bringing?
Yeah, he was a top scorer last year, so wasn't he? Yeah, and he smashed the league the first year. Top scorer last year. Only 25 goals, something like that. And it was 30 something. I can't remember. Yeah. I would say yeah. I think if you don't say you're surprised, who can predict you're coming into a complete new league, the best league in the world? And of course he's playing for the best team, but still, you still need to score the goals, and you still need to completely be committed and disciplined and focused every game, which is so yeah. Yeah, a little not over surprised, but just a little surprised that he got that high level. And then when you see him closely, as I said, his movement in the box is second to none I've ever seen. I'm really impressed. So, a good advice to any young striker or goal scorers out there: look at Erling, how he moves in the box. That's fantastic.
My second question about Erling, my last question in total. Can you see the potential with Erling reaching the levels of Cristiano Ronaldo, Leo Messi, because what he's been doing so far?
3 different players, so impossible to compare them. If you talk about importance for the teams, probably you can compare, but the strength and weakness you can't. It's impossible. 3 different players, but he will definitely be a very important one with goals and assists.
We like this week.
Thank you.
Go.
Thomas, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Just in regards to the team, just to check, when you say everyone's fit, does that mean that Rico Henrys will be available?
No, he will not be available, unfortunately. He is still on track, got a minor muscle injury, and that's why he didn't play the friendly we had last week. But we expect him to be on pitch tomorrow. So it's really like, yes, it's a setback, but it's not really a setback, and nothing to do with the knee. So that's the good thing.
In fact, at least sometimes these things happen, don't they, when people are coming back?
Yeah, exactly. So it is nothing worrying. Of course, we wanted him to play. I can't remember what it was, 60 minutes or something like that against the team in last week, and then maybe on the bench and today, and then play Tuesday. That was the plan.
You mentioned Tuesday, and then the following week as well, it's a trip to Tottenham Hotspur. This is, you come back from the international break, and suddenly it's a very busy set of games, isn't it? Really different sort of circumstances. Starting off with a very hard one, but as already been mentioned, you've already beaten Man City up there, so you know how to do it. How do you do it?
First and foremost, we are lucky, and we're a little bit more lucky, and then we are more lucky. No, what I'm very proud of, won them. I think it was actually a fair and square win. That win, we played an unbelievable game, but that said, they are the best in the world. They are very, very good. We need to be very good at defending, of course, obviously. Still press high when we can. We're not afraid of doing that, so we still try to do that. Really neutralize their key players. They have many, so it's difficult. And then we need to be brave. We need to be brave enough on the ball to have phases where we can keep it. The total classic. We need to perform a 9, 10 out of 10, and they need to perform a little bit below their high level.
You mentioned about other people stepping up and leadership within the group that you have. I mean, I'm one of those players, and there's a number still within your starting 11 of the squad who were part of the championship team. One of those leaders who was part of the leadership group right from the start, Christian Norgaard. Danish international, important player, sports the armband. Is it sometimes a surprise that a player like Christian in the wider world goes a little bit under the radar, considering how important he is to you?
Probably not a surprise in terms of the bigger picture. There's probably other players that are more interesting. Either they are younger or playing for more. Playing for a team where there's more focused on, not that it's not focused on us, but probably not the main club in the spotlight. But as you say, people that know Christian, like you do, know the importance of how important a player he is for us. They know how good he is, and for me, he could play for many good teams. Very, very happy and privileged that he is with us and he's our captain. And we play better when he play his top game.
So using the Toney paradigm, I know Christian's contract is up next year. Is he the sort of player that, as the club, you're encouraging Phil, you're encouraging club to talk to about his future now because of the importance he has on the pitch, but also the importance he has from a leadership point of view?
We're always aware of the important players, what we do with contracts and everything. But I think we have options years. Yeah, 2 more. So we are in a fine place there.
Which is very good news. You said at the start of the season to be really positive, and anyone who saw the Liverpool game, whether they watched it live or whether they saw it on telly, whatever it might have been, you knew actually that was a case of maybe taking chances at the right time, and it could have been a different outcome. So could be sitting there with even more points at the start of this season, which is a really positive start after everything that happened last season. Obviously, all the talk over the summer about one particular player and a transfer saga, the business that you've done. So, what would you give yourself as a mark out of 10 for the first chunk of games, the first 3 games?
It's a good question. I can't get around that, can I? Need to come up with a number. A 7 out of 10, I would say. I think 6 was too defensive. And I hate when people, 6, 7. You can't do that. If you're a teacher and you give a mark to a student, you can't say, no, it's maybe an A or it's an 8. No. So, 7.
Room to improve. Huh? Final question for me. You've probably seen there's some band from Manchester who people want to go and see soon. They've been involved in the design of a new kit for Manchester City. Any plans that you know of to get Hard-Fi or Blue Tones involved in designing a Brentford away kit, which I'm sure
maybe
Devlin, get those boys involved in?
I'm all in open. So if you speak to, I don't know if that's John Varney or Phil, yep. John, blame John, do John. We blame John. John, he should be much more open for stuff like this.
Nice to or even Rick Wakeman, I think, was Brentford fan back in the day, when so maybe. But yeah, I mean, obviously, it's great attention from certain point of view, but there's a growing interest, isn't there, in the club, just sort of Brentford, not Man City, but Brentford, which is the more and more the work that you do is something you must take a lot of gratification in.
I'm definitely very pleased that there's more focus on us, not because we want the focus, but it's positive, and we are growing, how can you say, in people's minds, and the journey we've been on, and for people that worked in the club for much longer time than me, for me that followed the club for many, many, many years, it's fantastic that we are, how can you say, a brand in the world is probably too big, but because Premier League is so big, people suddenly know about Brentford. And because it's the 4th season, you think, oh, yeah, they're still there. Well, how do you pronounce it? Brentford. So Brentford is definitely a little bit more on people's mind, which is very nice.
Brilliant, thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else before we go under embargo? We'll go to you and then to Sam. Yeah.
Hi Thomas. Sepp, Berg and Fabio Carvalho both played 9 minutes in last week's Brentford Sports friendly. How have Pep done over the international break?
How, sorry?
How have they done over the international break?
They have looked good, I would say. Good performances in the game Wednesday. Both of them trained very well this week. I've been satisfied with that. So, yeah, they're progressing like we want them to do.
Going forward then, can we expect to see them feature more prominently?
That's definitely the expectation. We bought them for a reason to how can I say, develop the team and them, and part of that plan is that hopefully they should start.
There's always been a debate around Fabio Carvalho's best position. I mean, he's always seen it as he wants to be a number 10, playing more central, whereas Arne Slot in pre-season said he should settle out wide. Has the break given you more clarity as to where he fits into your plans?
He's a good player. I think good players in the modern game are very flexible and fluid. So for me, he can easily play the, let's say, 10 position or the offensive 8 or false 9 or to the left. I think it's more. I think he's flexible. I think he can play various roles in the team, but most likely coming from the left or more central as a 10.
Chris Iron was forced off in the first half against Southampton. I was just wondering, how's he progressing?
Good. Train today, train Tuesday. He's available for Saturday.
And finally, anything more to add about Rico Henry, or was it just a minor setback?
Just minor setback. Should train tomorrow, so that's good.
Brilliant.
You're welcome.
That's it. I just wanted to continue along the theme of injuries. With Henry, obviously, you've got quite a few games. You've got Leighton Orient at home as well. Where do you see him in terms of his progression back into the team?
Rico?
Yeah.
First and foremost, I think I take that quite, not slow, but calm. In terms of, I know what is the first box to tick. Okay, out on the grass, trained fully with the team, which he was doing. Secondly, now we need to do that again. And after that, okay, play minutes with the B team or with a combined B team, first team players. And then when we've done that, then can we then involve him in the squad? And then probably need to play one more game with between 90 minutes. And then we can start thinking about coming off the bench and then hopefully start.
So we're looking at 2 sort of behind closed doors B team games before we then start looking at sort of the league first.
Yeah, to start. But he could definitely get minutes before. Yeah.
Perfect. And then Paris Maghoma, obviously some really nice pictures. He seems to be back in full training. What's the status with him?
Doing well. Very happy. Trained very well Tuesday, yeah. So yeah, happy that he's on the pitch. He's a player I always liked. His qualities on the ball, and he's learning more and more about the defensive side of the game. Not that he can't do that, but if you're adding all those qualities on the ball, and then he can bring the defensive level up to a good level, then I think, yeah, very good potential.
And will he be involved at the weekend, or is that too soon?
That's too soon. That's probably too soon, yeah.
At Leighton Orient, or
let's see. One game at a time, that, Sam.
And then Jensen was obviously withdrawn during the international break. Is that a serious injury? Is he going to be involved in the weekend?
He got a calf injury.
Yeah.
So he'll be out for the weekend.
He'll be out for the weekend.
Yeah.
Any sort of time frame?
No, a couple of weeks.
And then finally, Josh DaSilva recently did an interview saying that he hopes to be back by the end of the year. How's his progress coming along?
Progressing. Hopefully. I love Josh. He's a fantastic player and person. He's been a big part of everything here. So I just hope he's back as quick as possible. I see him every day and speak to him every day. But in terms of the next game, he's a little bit out of not how can I say, front of mind for me. So hopefully.
So I'm guessing he's training away from the team at the minute.
Yeah, he's not on the pitch. So yeah,
he's not on the grass.
Yeah.
And just finally on him, obviously, there's going to be a decision to be made about his future. How sort of how clear are you about where you see his future at the club?
I think and I hope he got a future at the club, but I think we need to get first thing first. He needs to get on the grass. I need to train fully, and then we'll take from there.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome.